Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A busy street near downtown Sioux Falls was shut down last night. Our KELOLAND news crew was able to capture this video of the scene. Sioux Falls police were seen stopping traffic at 10th and Franklin. An ambulance was allowed to cross the viaduct. Our crew did see the street was closed to the CNA building. We have reached out for more information and are waiting to hear back. Stay with KELOLAND News on air and online for updates as they become available. Sioux Falls Animal Control is reminding residents about the rules of trapping animals inside city limits after traps were found. Late last month, Animal Control received reports of illegal trapping at Dunham Park. Officers found several spring and cage traps along the riverbank in the park. Then last week, authorities were called to East Regency Court for reports of an injured animal. Officers arriving on scene found a raccoon with traps on both hands. It had to be put down due to its injuries. Animal Control says trapping is not allowed on city-owned property like parks and drainages. It can be done on private property, but only with cage traps. These pictures show some of the traps that can't be used. A new South Dakota resident has pleaded not guilty to federal misdemeanor charges in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. On Thursday, 36-year-old Billy Knutson of Mitchell appeared in federal court via video in Washington, D.C. with a public defender. These are still images from court documents of a surveillance video, which, according to the FBI, showed Knutson entering the Capitol by climbing through a broken window. The still from the video shows Knutson highlighted in a red rectangle using a cell phone to record images inside the building. The rapper's YouTube videos are also considered evidence in the case. In court, he agreed to follow the court's rules leading up to his next appearance in March. For a closer look at this case, visit this story right here on KELOLAND.com. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Scott Mundt for a look at the snow falling in parts of KELOLAND. Good morning, Scott.
Well, good morning there, Sarah. Good morning, everybody. We continue to follow a wintry mix this morning in western, eventually into central South Dakota, which is causing a couple of travel issues across western KELOLAND as we have patchy ice out there. No travel advised I-90 to Piedmont to Wall, or along I-90 from Piedmont to Wall, Rapid City itself, and numerous arteries going in and out of Rapid City also with no travel advised for this morning. Now, we will watch this slowly try to move into parts of central and south central South Dakota for this morning, as we are predicting some of those road conditions with patchy ice in central and south central KELOLAND as it moves into eastern KELOLAND. And keep in mind, too, that we are looking at light precipitation. It doesn't take much. Just a glaze of ice is really all we need to give you some travel problems. But by the time it moves into eastern KELOLAND, we think this will be all snow. So our forecast for today, warmer than yesterday. Behind this, once it moves through your area in central and western KELOLAND, numbers will warm to the lower 40s. We'll have a high of 24 in Brookings, 25 in Watertown, 30 in Sioux Falls, and 33 in Aberdeen. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Calving season is underway for some producers across KELOLAND.
However, drastic drops in temperature like we saw this week can have a negative impact on newborn calves.
Got to be a little more on top of treating them because they'll get sick from the temperature changes so drastically, and just try to keep fresh bedding out there, something for them to lay on, and keep everything as clean as you can, and hopefully you can get through it.
The cold temperatures can also freeze off the calves' ears, tail, and even their feet. There's an extra incentive to be a substitute teacher for the Sioux Falls School District. Pay has gone up for people filling in the classroom. Daily pay has gone up from $125 to $160.
Meanwhile, substitute teachers working at the district's so-called bonus schools can now earn $175 instead of $140. Long-term pay now sits at $190, a $40 increase.
We definitely need more substitute teachers. I mean, times right now are very unpredictable as far as people's availability, so we definitely need some more substitute teachers.
Dorman says the job is flexible. To apply, use the link in this story on KELOLAND.com. The 9th annual Downtown Burger Battle in Sioux Falls features a record 27 participants. Remedy Brewing Company is a newcomer to the competition. They're using local ingredients and learning on the fly.
Earlier this month, Remedy entered the weekend with 500 burgers, but by close of business Saturday, that number had dwindled down to 9.
We're actually seeing our daily average number of burgers go up. So it's pretty crazy. So we're keeping up. supporting local economy with Red Smith buns, trying to order everything we can locally with the honey and the beer, and just, yeah, it's been fun watching people's reaction and dive in.
The burger battle runs through the end of January. We've provided a link featuring a description of all 27 entries with this story right here on KELOLAND.com. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, here it is. We've got a winter weather advisory in blue. That's the update here as of 7 this morning. Now continue to watch for updates here. If any of this needs to be adjusted farther east, we'll let you know about that. But a lot of it in response to some light glazing of freezing rain mixed with the snow. And the road reports are reflecting that. But hourly temperatures are on the rise. So as we see those numbers climbing above freezing, we do expect improvement on these road reports in western South Dakota. I think Sioux Falls will be climbing through the mid-20s by mid-afternoon. Watch radar. I think early mid-afternoon, Sioux Falls, probably by 3, we'll be looking at some snow chances, and that'll be increasing through 5 o'clock. It'll be actually a fairly fast mover, though. The internals on this thing, any one particular location, you're probably not going to get much more than maybe a couple of hours of this little potpourri of wintry precip. And then the thing is, tonight we start cooling down in the northeast again, back behind this system. That northwest wind, too, will be a little gusty here late this evening. Tomorrow, though, we're right back in the 40s again for a big batch of central and western KELOLAND. I do think this next clipper will move right down the middle here again going into Saturday night. That means maybe some snow here for Aberdeen and Watertown. You might pick up a little nuisance, inch or two in a couple locations. And then we have to reset again on Sunday after a colder start in the morning. The afternoon, well, here we go with 50s on Sunday. And I think Sioux Falls will probably climb into the evening Sunday night, early Monday morning. And then another little patch of snow with an Arctic front Monday afternoon, Monday night, and then that's going to send our temperature downhill into Tuesday. So you kind of get the trend there. It's back and forth. 30 today, Sioux Falls. A lot of that type of weather will be reached this evening, so it's kind of process to get there. And then 28 tomorrow, Sioux Falls. Again, that'll be later in the day. 30 Sunday. We could easily see our high on Sunday, probably Sunday night. And Monday's high could be Monday morning. I know that's a little bit of a, little stretch of your thinking process here on that, differences between the highs and the lows, but that's kind of how we see this thing going, flipping. And then we go to 10 for a high on Tuesday, and likely here in Aberdeen and even Pier Rapid will be a lot colder Tuesday. However, the very end of the forecast, right back up there again. See that? 40 on Pier's forecast on next Thursday, and we're already forecasting more 40s in Rapid City toward day 6 and day 7. Well, keep up to date on the latest weather as it develops today online at KELOLAND.com. That's your weather, and have a great Friday and a great weekend.